The Iowa Department of Public Health announced this week that no H1N1 vaccines were shipped out to the Mahaska Health Partnership and similar health agencies in the state. Partnership spokeswoman Cassie Riley says the partnership hopes to receive more H1N1 vaccinations by the end of next week. If you are showing symptoms of the flu, either seasonal or H1N1, doctors at Mahaska Health Partnership advise you to stay home until you have gone 24 hours without a fever or taking medication. Flu symptoms may include fever, coughing, sore throat, runny nose, chills, and fatigue. If you have these symptoms and they don't improve after 5 days, seek medical attention. The Oskaloosa Public Schools have already seen several confirmed cases of H1N1 flu, and this week William Penn University is reporting many students having flu-like symptoms.
We do know that we have some students who have been ill with what doctors have said is the flu. To the best of my knowledge, none of them have actually run a test to confirm what strain it is. Diane Otteson says students with flu symptoms at Penn are being isolated or sent home. The Iowa Department of Public Health has a 24-hour hotline if you have any questions about H1N1 symptoms and treatment. That number is 1-800-447-1985. For more information about local H1N1 vaccination clinics, visit www.mahaskahealth.org.
The City Council elections are coming up November 3rd, and we are continuing our series of interviews with candidates running for a City Council seat. For the past few weeks, CRI has gotten to know the at-large candidates. This week, we'll hear from the 3rd Ward incumbent, Wes Wills, and his challenger, Doug Yates. Wes Wills is a native of Oskaloosa, and several of his family members still live here too. Right now, he's retired, but according to him, you never know what may happen. Wes is looking to serve his 2nd term on the Oskaloosa City Council. I spoke to Wills about what he'd like to accomplish if re-elected. Wes, what is your platform for the upcoming election?
First, I see certainly our city's governmental operations, the continuance of the services that the citizenry here wants. And then I'd look at our economic development, how healthy our community is growing. And then I would look at the city's assets, of what it's providing socially, as I mentioned, or in just a lifestyle of living in Oskaloosa. In addition to that, I see what its perception is by the visitors that come into Oskaloosa.
Doug Yates is originally from eastern Iowa and has lived in Oskaloosa for 2 years. He and his wife have a son in 3rd grade at Oskaloosa Elementary. Yates works for Musco Sports Lighting as Vice President of Operations. I spoke with Yates about his candidacy for election. What is your platform for running for the City Council elections this fall?
We have one of the highest tax levies in the state, and then when you look around at our infrastructure, particularly our roadway systems, I just don't feel that we're spending our dollars in a way that we can really improve the city. There's not a real partnership between the different government entities, whether that's city, county. I don't feel there's a partnership with local business. And I'd like to create an environment where we can have a partnership, where we can work together to solve issues. I think with some further change and some good leadership on City Council that we can really make big strides in that area.
You can watch their full interviews and the rest of the City Council candidate interviews on CRI's website, www.criwmpenu.org. You can also watch the City Council Forum, or to find out when the forum will be broadcast, on MCG Channel 12. Don't forget, you still have time to register to vote. You can also get an absentee ballot at the courthouse.
The Vernard College campus has a new owner. Joe Crookham, president of Musco Sports Lighting, the company that underwrites the CRI, announced on Wednesday that the 72-acre property has been purchased with the goal of making it a facility for local community uses. The campus has been vacant since Vernard closed its doors following its 2008 fall semester due to financial difficulty and a decline in enrollment. Of the 9 buildings on campus, only the Vernard Gymnasium has a designated use at this time. It will be the new permanent home of the YMCA's gymnastics program. Determining what the rest of the campus will be used for will be the first order of business of a new charitable entity that will be called the Community Facility Foundation. This foundation will be formed with the purpose of helping to fund and operate buildings for public purposes. Crookham says the large Vernard facility could make a huge impact on the community.
It's pretty exciting when you look at it and think how many things could be served with that. It's also a little overwhelming. You think about how much work you get into with something like that.
The Vernard campus consists of 9 buildings, large grass and wooded areas, soccer fields, and a popular miniature golf course that Kirkland assures will stay intact.
From your curb to the landfill, after the break, CRI takes a closer look at Oskaloosa's fall cleanup.
AJ here. I'm inviting you to come with me on my one-day getaway.
Football season means tailgating.
Nice throw.
So I met up with a few thousand friends for the big Iowa State game. And I thought I was excited. Tune in Tuesday at 8 for the biggest party in the state.
See, we're all friends here.
Watch One Day Getaway on MCG, Channel 12.
This week you might have noticed a lot of junk piling up along Oskaloosa's city streets. That's because hundreds of residents were taking advantage of this year's fall cleanup days. The cleanup allows residents to throw away items that garbage trucks won't pick up. This week CRI's AJ Hodgman and Jonathan Gregg set out to follow the trash from your curb to the landfill.
A citywide cleanup may seem like a lot of work, but if you ask Dave Newbert, picking up other people's junk this year has been a breeze.
Things are going a lot quicker than they have in years past.
It takes 12 workers to collect used old everyday items as they walk the streets of Oskaloosa. You could say they pick up just about anything.
Like wood cabinets and stuff.
Couches and chairs. Toys, mattresses.
Newbert says people have done a good job of setting out the junk that's acceptable for pickup. He says there's been a 90% reduction in things they've had to leave behind. As for the stuff they didn't pick up,
it will be up to the residents to dispose of it, but we've seen very little of that.
Even though it was delayed until fall of this year, people still jump at the chance to let someone else pick up their stuff.
People look forward to this. They think it's a great service, and as I say, I get numerous compliments thanking the city for doing this.
Once the crew has filled the dump truck, it takes off to get rid of its load.
And finally, all the garbage that's picked up in Oskaloosa winds up here at the Mahaska County landfill. Now, I know it might look like a lot, but actually, Dave Newbert says this year residents have thrown away about half as much as they did in previous years. For CRI Weekly News, I'm AJ Hodgman.
Newbert says the drop in collected debris may be because of last spring's free drop-off week at the landfill, where residents could drive to the landfill and drop off their items at no cost. Landfill manager Steve Thomas says the reason the landfill does the free pickup days is to limit the amount of old appliances and other junk from being dumped on the side of the road or in ditches.